You know, because I mean, if you look at Obama, I mean, you look at him, just look at him. I mean, he's a clean guy. He looks like he has a clean conscience and trying to do stuff for people and things. You know, he's not the powerful leader that we kind of hoped he might be, but he's very good at. He's a marvelous, apparently a marvelous kind of a facilitator, a kind of mediator. He's very good mediator. And they say, you know, and I was realizing, I was telling son that, you know, if we really looked at it carefully, when he was, you know, his history, when he was at Harvard, there's a big story about Obama that I heard when he was at Harvard was that one of his classes, so they have their special clubs and their nifty, hoop clubs, and so, but those are material people, a lot of them. So they would get into, they didn't know how to behave very well with other human beings, so they would get into big fights and sometimes pretty rough stuff, and so they couldn't get out of it. So, but they knew about Obama, so they'd call him in, and he would mediate. He would somehow get them to kind of calm down, and he'd kind of maybe say, let's do the right thing here, and the right thing is this and this, and get them, behave like real Harvard guys, or I don't know whatever he said to them, but he said some, it's over my head, I'm sure. I mean, it's probably some, if you could go to some of those, get a transcript of some of those meetings, you'd probably be just, the guy was probably a knockout in that regard. But see, here's the thing. He never became, I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't think he ever became like the leader of that club or anything. He had an opportunity because he was kind of obviously a guy who was able to kind of get above things and get things straightened out. But he didn't. He didn't become. He wasn't. He wasn't a leader in that way. Maybe. I don't want to defame this. I'm not sure, but I don't think he ever did that. He was just always the guy. They liked him because he would kind of calm things down and get them back together again every time they have a big squabble over whatever. But as I say, he didn't become their leader, did he? This shows you right there that he wasn't going to be a leader. If he had an opportunity like that, to be a leader, lead men, lead people, we want him to lead us like maybe FDR did, start a big program of millions and millions of people building solar things for, having solar in everybody's home, or some kind of big, huge program. And, my idea was that the government would, give you solar, but you had to pay, you would have to pay your electric bill to the government. And, whatever your average bill was, you would pay that to the government once they gave you the solar. And I did a lot of calculating and figuring out, and I figured out how, because of debt and interest and everything else, this could work out over like 10 years, and the world would be looking at us if we all had solar, and it would take, millions and millions of people, maybe 8, 9 million people would be involved in the work, and other people outside supporting those, so lots of people, and the world would look at us and say, wow, they're a leader, and their economy's coming back, and it's strong, and they're almost 50% now have solar, and then it would go to 100%, and so it would be a big kind of cheerful thing for the world. But Obama was never interested in it, and or something. I don't know. He's interested in solar. See, yeah, no solar. That's good. See, let's promote solar. But that would be like if if somebody called me to a construction site and wanted me to help, and I'd say, yeah, sure, no, I can help. And they'd say, well, what, do you have any new ideas, or do you want to kind of run? You say, no, I don't need to run it, but I'll contribute my ideas, and I'll try to help get good things done. Let Bob run it, whoever Bob is, because because then I would not be the leader. But of course, in my case, I am a leader, so I'd say, yeah, sure, I'll take it up. In those days, when I could, when I was doing stuff like that a few years back. Okay, so there's my whole big thing about what I'm seeing is going on here. Yeah, be careful if you're not like a material being. Um, you just can't get yourself to kind of give it all up for materiality. Why? You're gonna be kind of, running around on your own pretty good, and you might get, winged. They might take some shots at you. So be careful. Be careful. Okay. Bye bye. I just wanted to insert this and say, because I don't want anybody to watch this to get the wrong idea. The solar program that I was thinking about involved, the government, borrowing quite a bit of money, and then, over gradually, step by step, paying out that money to, uh, like for instance, suppose you were a homeowner and you wanted solar, okay? Well, you would sign up a contractor, and that would be a group of like 5 people. No more, no big companies would do this. 5 people in a crew would come and install solar into your house. And the government would pay that crew, okay, like $50,000, or maybe these days, maybe down to $30,000. They would pay them, and the guys would come in, they'd make a living wage, and there would be no profits, just just a good wage. They would go on doing that, over the years. You can see it would take a lot of crews. Now the government would be putting out a lot of money, but right away, as soon as it started, the people that they had, you know, that had signed up, which would be just about everybody, because you could get solar for the same price that, like, if you're paid, $100 a month for electricity, you could have the solar, and you would still just pay $100. Okay, so you would, but see, once you got your solar, then you would pay your $100 would go to the government. So the government would right away start getting an income feed to pay off that debt, and there would be other ways that they could pay off the debt through, increase. There would be increase in business. There'd be all the, the tax from all the people who are working, and it'd be close, but if it was handled properly, it could be done. I'm almost certain of that, because I'm only so smart and I can figure it out. I figured it out pretty carefully, how much everything costs and interest, and the loans. And but I just wanted to kind of be clear that this idea, that one of the ideas, there's others, but I had, for a good leader could have just come in here and gone, okay, you want work? I'm going to give you work. Here's the work. Here's what it's going to be. See, like FDR did. I just want to point out, this is not like a bunch of government contractors doing this work, and then the government's all like all involved in it. No, they would just come up with, they would borrow the money and give it to these little groups of 5 people who, would contract. Once a homeowner said, yeah, I want it, okay, or the apartment owner or whatever. And it would not be, some big bureaucratic nightmare, or, kind of government taking over a whole industry. Oh yeah, and I just want to mention too. See, here's the thing: a lot of people think about things, and look at things and observe things. There's a bunch of them who feel like it's a group of people. It's a conspiracy. It's a group of people that all have a certain agenda. And some other people are more enlightened. They say, no, it's not that. It's just, and I'm one of those. I want you to. I want to be clear about something. See, give up the idea of thinking Jim over here has a plan for you, because he's not interested in you. He's interested in, because he's a material being, so he's interested in what material beings are, and that is, making more money, having more things, stuff. And so, wherever that takes him, wherever that might go, he doesn't care. He doesn't have a plan about you, because you're not, except kind of a general plan that, we'll have a big company and then we'll get people to make money for us. And we'll keep up the myth of profits. Profits are good. So they do profits. And but so as a material, because the material beings are kind of, as man kind of gets down into this place of materiality, why there's more and more material beings, and they've been here quite a while now and in power, and so they have more and more position. You can almost say, like, the material beings are pretty much kind of taking over the affairs of everyone and everything on the earth. Not material. But it's just a lot of material beings. It's not a group of people who have a plan. There could be some, sure, but mostly it's just the way material beings operate. Every chance they get, they take a little bit more of your material stuff. See, so they can charge you if it's $5.50, and they can charge you $5.55. Why, they'll take the 5 cents. And they just keep doing that. It doesn't matter about being fair from the human point of view. It's just about they can do it, and they can fool you into thinking that it's okay, and that that you should buy more stuff, things like that. Okay, that's it then. That's gonna be